right. Well, welcome to another Faith Horizons podcast. Today, I'm really excited to announce that we have Joy Marie with Freedom's Bridge. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Nathan. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, way back, I think it was in 2021, we actually did an interview. It was episode 19. And so currently, Faith Horizons is on episode 115, and now 116, 17 anyway. So you might be like 118 or whatever. So you're 100 episodes later. And 4 years now later. So, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Anyway, so can you just give us, the people who have not, so if you want to go listen to the full episode of the backstory on Freedom's Bridge and, how Joy Marie came to Kansas City, all of that's in episode 19. But, can you just give us but today we're going to just do a quick update on what is Freedom's Bridge and then what have you guys been doing? Mm-hmm. So can you just give us a quick, understanding of what Freedom's Bridge is?
Glad to do so. Freedom's Bridge is a ministry of Colonial Presbyterian Church. We are located at 9500 Wornall Road. We have two campuses, but the South Campus is my church. And Freedom's Bridge, again, ministry of Colonial. Founded in 2020, and the purpose of Freedom's Bridge is to partner with law enforcement or other agencies who are looking to accommodate a human trafficking rescued victim survivor. I really don't like calling them victims because the truth is they're survivors. Mm-hmm. You and I would be the victims. They're the survivors because they've survived as long as they have in the cesspool that they have been placed in. What we do, what Freedom's Bridge does, say you are local, state, or federal, pick any agency. You contact Freedom's Bridge to say, we have a recovery. We need to put somebody up for 1 to 3 nights. Freedom's Bridge helps fulfill the 72-hour gap that at one time existed when there was a recovery. And I don't call it rescue either, because only Jesus can rescue. Uh-huh. It's a recovery. What the 72 hours allows the victim advocates to do is, one, interview the survivor. Yeah. Interview the survivor, but also get on the horn and try to find a facility, whether it's short-term, long-term. Up until Freedom's Bridge was implemented, if you will, there really wasn't any place to put these survivors. So many of them would sit in a conference room at the agency that provided the rescue. And that's basically where they would sleep as well, because they did not have any place to put them.
Oh, wow.
What Freedom's Bridge does now is 1 to 3 nights hotel stay, maybe more. We don't go beyond a week as far as that goes, although none of these rescues are cookie cutter. None of these recoveries, none of them are cookie cutter. Everyone is different.
Everyone's different, yeah.
There have been times where we've just been asked, can you give somebody a bus ticket home? They were transported from one state to another. They're over the age of 18. They've managed to escape or somehow get away from their trafficker, daddy, uncle, whatever you want to call them, and they want to go home.
Yeah.
So we will provide a bus ticket where the either law enforcement or a victim advocate will take them to the bus depot, put them on the bus, and knowing full well that when they exit the bus at their destination, there is somebody there to greet them. So they're kept safe the entire time.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
So basically, Freedom's Bridge basically helps with the 72-hour window of time. And then after the 72-hour window, what changes after the 72 hours?
That's not something that Freedom's Bridge actually is involved in. We are in a lane. The Lord made it clear. This is your lane. You stay in the lane. If you grow, you will grow or expand your lane if I make it clear. That hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm going to say that you're the one who has found the survivor.
Yeah.
You've gone ahead. You've utilized the 72 hours. Now you yourself have vetted this individual. Now you have found a bed somewhere, whether it's a 90-day or even a 30-day, but I'm out of it. Freedom's Bridge is out of the loop once we have fulfilled the immediate need.
Okay, so you handle the immediate need after someone has been rescued from whatever lifestyle that had been. All right, well, that's awesome. So that's crazy. Anyway, so and like I said, in episode 19, we went into much more detail on just the everything that had gone on into this. Anyway, so so you're connected with the Kansas City Police Department, is that correct?
Yes, I am. That's how all this began, if you will, when I moved here 10 years ago.
And where are you originally from?
I'm from the East Coast. Oh, I'm from Connecticut. I'm from the East Coast, the land of the frozen chosen. But the Lord moved me out here. I've been here 10 years now. I knew I would come out here, and I'll make this quick. I knew I would come out here to get into the trafficking world, which I was doing back in Connecticut. Before that really came to fruition, though, the Lord had a different plan. So he introduced me to Kansas City Police back in 2017. And I, by the grace of God, I am 8 years now actively involved with KCPD. I have clocked 100 ride-alongs.
Wow.
98 of them, I'll clarify that, 98 in vehicles, including the wagons where they transport suspects or prisoners. And twice at the request of leadership, KCPD leadership, I have flown over the city in the police helicopter.
That's so cool.
To pray over Kansas City. That is pretty cool. To be up in the air with the microphone to my mouth and ask the pilot, I'm going to pray now. Do you want to hear what I have to say? And they declined simply because that would be too much chatter for them and distraction from the ground. So I just moved the mic away, and then I let the Holy Spirit take over.
Well, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And I think I've posted some of the pictures you've taken before to Faith Horizons of, you getting into the police helicopter. But this is something that not everybody gets to experience, but, you're able to fly up in there and you're praying over the city,
Amen. It is amazing. It's amazing.
And it took a long time. I mean, the reason why you're able to do that is because you've built a relationship with the Kansas City Police Department for over a long period of time, So, and they know who you are and they trust you. So
they do. I had asked the Lord long ago, what do you want me to do here? And here's what he said: be present and be consistent.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's it.
All right. Well, yeah, thanks for that. Anyway, that's so cool that you're able to go up in the airplane and everything. So, so oftentimes when I see you now, you're making food for I think it's is it RPOR or
RPOR?
Yeah. So, and I have talked to other people about RPOR, which is Relentless Pursuit, and then what's the last one?
Outreach and Recovery.
Outreach and Recovery. But so you're involved with that, and that's down on Independence Avenue, isn't that correct?
That's 3 feet from the gate of hell. That's exactly where you want to be.
3 feet from the gate of hell.
That's exactly where you want to be.
So, but the reason why Freedom's Bridge, so Freedom's Bridge is helping these type of people. So your mission is to help these type of people with Freedom's Bridge in general for the 72-hour gap, but also this is something else that you're a part of and you're doing.
Yes.
So
Freedom's Bridge and RPOR, we basically, the inception of both nonprofits. RPOR is also faith-based. Let me put that out there. That's not a criteria, but it's great that it is. RPOR, Freedom's Bridge, our inception was really within a couple of months of...
They were very close,
Partnered with, became acquainted with, got to know RPOR and some other NGOs, non-government organizations, during sting operations for, again, victims, for survivors.
Yeah.
So yes, partnered with them. And one of the things that they desperately need are volunteers and food. They need food. RPOR is a drop-in center on Independence Avenue. It's not a long-term shelter yet. It's not an overnight shelter yet. It is a drop-in center that's open 4 days a week. And they serve women in the sex trade. And they chose Independence Avenue, or the Blade, which would be, the Blade means where there's a majority of activity, if you will, prostitution. So they chose the Blade to open the drop-in center, and then they just open the doors to the women who are trafficked under a pimp, or just on the street
by themselves. Yeah.
But they are offered a judgment-free zone. They're given a meal, one of which I prepare. Freedom's Bridge prepares. I have become the queen of one-pot wonders, just so you know.
I've seen many of these.
Yes, you have. You've tasted one or two.
Yeah, they're
for me.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But RPOR is growing. They purchased a building block. They're renovating it. But in the meantime, their drop-in center is literally 2 big rooms, former retail stores, that they've created a makeshift drop-in center until the entire building is renovated. They have no kitchen.
Yeah.
So anything that is brought to them.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
There's no kitchen. Everything has to be prepared off-site.
Off-site.
They don't even they have nothing. They have a table, a 6-foot table with a plastic tablecloth. That's where they serve from.
Yeah.
That's their kitchen.
But they do, I have been down there before, so they do have, I mean, they've done some, the 2 rooms that they're using are fairly nice.
Oh,
they're you're saying, they just don't have the high, I mean, not the necessary facilities to do cooking or actually,
Not yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Those are all in the works. There's a rendering, and it will look
great
when it's done.
It's about 4 storefronts, wasn't it? Or maybe 3?
The actual building it's a building block.
Yeah.
So it's probably it could be 4
It could have been 4
or 5
storefronts. Yeah.
But it's one's.
Yeah. These are just normal, like half block back, and then a block long ish, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool place. So
it is,
and they do food. I mean, they do food and clothing, right? Do they some clothing? Right?
They have care on the boulevard.
They have some medical
that comes in.
I think there's a medical organization maybe right next to them too.
No, that would be Maddie Rhodes is next to them now. Maddie Rhodes provides social services.
Okay. And this had been Christine's place and RPOR. They were kind of like
when they first began. Yeah. They called it Christine's place because Christine McDonald was known on the street.
Okay.
And that was they wanted a door open.
Okay. So they basically wanted to say
they knew it would be Christine's place for a period of time.
Okay.
But not permanently.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
So no, Christine McDonald, she might be on the advisory board, but she is not affiliated with RPOR as far as that goes. Anyway, prepare meals, bring them down, and the meals I prepare are the King's Banquet. And I tell you the story for that very quickly. In January 16th of 2021, yes, I know the date, I was cutting up 40 pounds of potatoes. I was tired. I was tired. And I was cranky. I'm in the kitchen. I was cranky. That particular month, the Lord told me to prepare as many meals as he told me to. So I was doing 2 or 3 a week for, at the time, 40 women. Now I prepare meals for 60.
Wow.
And so I'm cranky. And I'm complaining as I'm cutting potatoes.
The Lord was just pleasantly listening to you, right?
And then I was quiet. I finally zipped my lip. And a few, seconds or however long, because I'm grumbling about, I'm hungry, I'm tired, my legs hurt, you name it, I was whining. And then all at once I heard, but you're preparing the King's Banquet for my daughters.
Oh.
And I lost it. Had to take the gloves off, had to step away. I mean, ugly cry, not pretty. Ugly cry. I don't know how many times I cried that afternoon. Yeah. That was the day he just pierced my heart. Oh. And it was like so simple, so tender.
Yeah. It's interesting,
But you're preparing the King's Banquet for my daughters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. And this is a privilege I have.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I get to do this.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's great. So, on the update side, what has Freedom's Bridge done from 2021 to 2025? Have you guys been involved with a lot, or
Yes.
a few things? I mean,
Yes.
hopefully not too
Well,
many, but
we'd like to be involved. Any nonprofit, any organization involved in anti-trafficking wants to be more involved than we are as far as that goes. We have participated in a number of sting operations with local, state, and federal. And again, providing for the needs of different groups. I don't know if you're familiar with Megan Connors. She was and she's with the Lord now as of last week. Megan was trafficked by her father and got out of the game at the age of 29, has made a tremendous impact, positive impact in this cesspool, and then was called home to the Lord last week. But through her, Megan let Freedom's Bridge be known throughout the country. So our reach has extended as far as Florida.
Oh, wow.
Where we have had contact with folks asking, we need help from Freedom's Bridge. Can you provide us with XYZ? And it's like, you betcha. Absolutely. The truth of the matter is there are a number of beds for domestic violence survivors, and I am not discounting or making light of that. There are very few beds for human trafficking survivors. Right. Very few. So that being said, in addition to RPOR, Relentless Pursuit, Outreach, and Recovery, Re Hope, formerly Restoration House in Harrisonville, we have partnered with them on occasion, and Re Hope is a phenomenal organization that provides a 3-year program for survivors who genuinely want to get out of the game and resume or learn how to live again on the backside of this debauchery. Relentless.
Re Hope.
Thank you. Re Hope.
Yeah, we had too many R's there. Keep going.
Re Hope is leading the charge regarding the World Cup, regarding FanFest and the World Cup.
So the World Cup is coming. What year is it coming in?
Next year.
So next year the World Cup is coming to Kansas City, and this is usually an increase in all of the...
There's generally an uptick. Yeah. It may not necessarily be as large as people think it is, but there's always going to be an uptick at any large sporting event.
So Re Hope is kind of proactively getting ready for that.
They are. And what they've done is pull together a group of about 30 different organizations, NGOs like Freedom's Bridge, local, state, and federal law enforcement, a number of faith community members, and civic leaders. Mm-hmm. The acronym for this council is called WARS, WARS, and it stands for World Aftercare Resources and Services.
But at least it has a nice acronym, WARS.
It does. And the purpose of WARS is to provide provide for the immediate needs of any recovered survivor during FanFest and the World Cup.
Okay.
And for those who aren't familiar with FanFest, on the grounds of the World War I monument that faces
Union Station. Yeah.
There will be a party-like atmosphere with large TV screens for folks to go and watch the games from the hilltop who can't make it into the stadium.
Oh, wow.
But each and every where there's going to be a crowd, there is the potential for survivors to be rescued.
Okay.
And recovered.
That makes sense, yeah.
What WARS is going to do, it's a mouthful, what our plan is to provide a facility in an undisclosed location. So I'm going to use you. You find somebody, you bring them to us, and they will be taken to an undisclosed location where they can begin to decompress. But in addition to having a bed, there will also be medical staff on hand. They'll be provided with different interviewers, their counselors, traumatic, trauma therapists, a number of different things. We're going to triage, be like a MASH unit, if you will.
Yeah. So you're going to triage anybody that you can that is being rescued out of that.
Anyone who's rescued and wants it.
Yeah, wants
because
it.
we have encountered, truthfully, during sting operations, people have been brought in and they've been offered help and they've declined it for a number of different reasons. Legitimate reasons for them, not so much for the public, but we're not the ones walking in their shoes.
All right, so so that's what's going to happen. That's currently what's happening now, the Re Hope, and working with them and Freedom's Bridge together to get this, triage system set up for that. And then, you've been able to be a part of quite a few of the, or a few of the other stings during the other times. So it's been, and like you said, the lady, Megan, who had, Megan Connors,
Megan Connors.
Megan Connors, has gotten the word out all the way even to Florida, so that, you're being engaged more for help in this regard. Yeah,
one day to the next, it's just different.
That's so cool.
There's not always a need. Well, I shouldn't say that. There is always a need, but we don't necessarily receive a phone call locally. It could come from a different state. It could come anywhere in Missouri, but certainly we're not exclusive to the state of Missouri. Wow. Freedom's Bridge has arms. Our reach is as far as the Lord wants it to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. If people want to get a hold of Freedom's Bridge, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, anyone who wants to donate.
Oh,
let me just plug that one.
Okay, that's fine.
And no obligation imposed. If the Lord puts it on their heart,
right?
Lovely.
Absolutely.
But mail a check to Colonial Presbyterian Church, 9500 Wornall Road, Kansas City, Missouri, 64114. And in the memo section, just write Freedom's Bridge.
Yeah.
And also, if I may, if you want funds to be used exclusively for the World Cup, then just put Freedom's Bridge //WARS.
Okay, yeah.
That donation will go into the Wars Council bucket.
Okay, great. Yeah, so if you want to give to that, and then are they able just to contact Colonial directly for that, or can they do that too, or do they need to send a check? Is it best for them to send a check?
Regarding if we're talking...
I'm just talking about, is there a way for them to open the page to that ministry and then donate directly to it?
No, not to right that now? Because we are not the organizers of it.
Okay.
Re Hope in Harrisonville, Missouri is.
Oh, I'm talking about Freedom's Bridge in general.
Oh, Freedom's Bridge, yes.
Yeah.
Is
there a link online?
There is a link. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so.
I don't know that it's online.
Okay.
Freedom's Bridge does not have a...
Well, you're not your own 501c3 because
we're
a ministry of Colonial Presbyterian. Yeah.
There actually is a link, but I don't know I don't remember it offhand.
All right, I'll try to look for that and find it.
I can send it to you.
Yeah, we'll make sure that we can include that on the show notes, so that way if people just want to use their Visa card, they can do that.
Absolutely. And
absolutely.
I do thank anyone and everyone who's listening today or watching. Now it's watching, not just listening.
Yeah, it's awesome.
If the Lord puts it on their heart, we certainly thank them, and I ask the Lord to bless them.
All right. Well, great. Yeah, if you want to learn more about Freedom's Bridge, you can go online on Colonial Presbyterian, or you can go listen to episode 19, and you get to actually hear the entire backstory of how this all began and, how the Lord picks his anointed ones. And
I just thought that this morning, and I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a pretty cool backstory. So
it is.
Yeah.
And if...
and you still had a bird then, but
I have parakeets.
You got another bird.
I've had parakeets for 66 years.
Yeah, okay.
So that tells you folks.
What was his name again?
I'm a timeless treasure.
What was his name?
The one that came with me?
Yeah.
Pastor Puffy, the prophetic parakeet.
There you go. If you want to learn about Pastor Puffy, the prophetic parakeet, go listen to episode 19. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
God bless you, Nathan.
God bless.